Hey everyone, I'm doing my first deck profile, and here's the deck. It's a deck I love, and it does like magic for me. So yeah, that is the Morphing Jar Deck. So here we go. Of course, we start off with one Morphing Jar. That's definitely necessary. Then we have 3 80 changers, 1 Sandgin, 2 Needleworms, 2 Marshmallow. Alright, that's it for the monsters. Then we have 2 localized tornado, and that's it for the traps. Alright, then obviously it's mostly made out of spells, so here we go. We got 3 Book of Eclipse, 3 Book of Tayu, 3 Magical Mallet, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 One Day of Peace, 2 Shallow Grave, 2 Magical Stone Excavation, 2 Into the Void, 2 Hand Destruction, 2 A Feather of the Phoenix, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Card Destruction, 1 Burial from the Different Dimension, and 1 Book Moon. Alright, so let me explain what everything's for. Alright, we'll start with the monsters. Marshmallow, that's just there just in case you don't win on your first turn, because this is a FTK deck. If you're not like used to running it, you might not pull off the FTK. But once you get used to it, you really won't need this. Like, I'm thinking about taking it out, but I don't know what to put in, so yeah, moving on. 2 Needleworm. Sometimes Morphing Jar can't do it alone, so you bust out a Needleworm, flip it up and down a couple times, and yeah, your opponent mills before you, because sometimes you'll run out of deck, and that's not good. But that's also what that's for, but we're getting there. Sandgin. Yeah, you don't want to draw through your whole deck just to get your Morphing Jar, so if you go first and you grab a Sandgin, just throw it down and wait a turn, and there you have it. Alright. The 80 changers, they're there to obviously switch battle position, because that's what they do. So you have a face down Morphing Jar, Needleworm, and you banish 80 changer from the graveyard to change it to face up attack position, and most people will sit there with like a Torrential Tribute or something stupid like that, but it's not a summon, so yeah, can't do that. Morphing Jar, yeah, he runs the deck. Basically, when he flips up, both players. This is a horrible camera. Can we really not get that? Whatever. Alright, it says both you and your opponent discard all cards in your hand and draw 5 cards from your respective decks. So yeah, that's how you win. You just flip it up and down, up and down, up and down. Alright, spells. Alright, Book of Moon. It's to flip your Morphing Jar, your Needleworm back down after you flipped it up. Burial from the Different Dimension. Let's say someone banishes your Morphing Jar, and obviously you have the 80 changers getting banished all the time, so you want to bring them back to your graveyard, right? Card Destruction just helps you move along, draw a new hand when you don't have anything to do in it. Foolish Burial, it's usually for 80 changers to get them to the grave so that you can use their effects to flip up Morphing Jar and so on. But you can also use it to send Morphing Jar to the grave and just use something to get it out of the grave, or special summon it, or whatever, yeah. Feather of the Phoenix, there to get stuff back, because we always need stuff back. Hand Destruction, move the deck along. Into the Void, more draw power. Magical Stone, get stuff back. Necessary. Shallow Grave, when Morphing Jar can't do it alone or it gets destroyed, get stuff back. One Day of Peace, helps if you totally dead draw. You got 1 Day of Peace and you just don't get killed next turn. Awesome. And you're helping mill your opponent's deck and you get draw power. Cool. Upstart, draw power. Magical Stone, Magical Mallet for the crap hands. Book of Tayu to flip everything up, because you run out of 80 changes eventually. Gotta use those. More than 80 changers. Look at Eclipse. Flip stuff back down. Like, this is like a beautiful card. I played this card in like other decks too, just because it's amazing. So basically, you change all face-up monsters on the field to face down, and during the end phase, your opponent flips all of them up, all the defense position monsters they control back up, and they draw a card for each one. Awesome for milling. Awesome if they're gonna attack you, and you just like shut their attacks down. Awesome for effects that are gonna destroy you. Like, whatever you need it for. Book of Eclipse just saves the butt. Totally. Alright. Oh my gosh. When I found out this card existed, I was like, bull crap, but it's real. Alright, so shuffle all cards in your hand and graveyard back into the deck. Oh my gosh. Let's say you have one freaking card in your deck and a Morphing Jar down, and your opponent has like 4, and you're sitting there about to die, but you have this, and they attack into your Morphing Jar and it flips up, and you're sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna die. No. You activate Localized Tornado and put everything in your grave back into your deck, and you sit there and draw 5 because you have to, because of Morphing Jar, and your opponent just sits there and dies. Yes. Yes. Alright, everyone, that is the Morphing Jar Deck. Thanks for watching.